What's going on, gamers? Hopefully everybody's getting ready to have a good weekend and had a good week. We got a lot to talk about here in this video, and it starts with, once again, Microsoft giving you fake results instead of like real sales, because that's what people want, so that we could see how things are actually doing. You wanted to know how things would be without even being on PlayStation, although Steam obviously is getting most of the sales. But they tweet this tweet right here: Forza Horizon 6, more like Forza Horizon 6 million. Thank you all for joining us at the Horizon Japan. And it says over 6 million players. Like, why can't you just report the actual sales? What's wrong with that? This is my problem with Microsoft, is that the company is so phony. They won't give you the actual sales metrics. You need to say how much is sold on Xbox, and then you need to say how much it's sold on Steam. And then you have the Xbox community and some of the Xbox fanboys saying stupid stuff, which we're going to get to in a second. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But they believe that 6 million players means that the game probably sold 6 million copies. That's not what that means. That means you could just click on Game Pass, whether it's on mobile, on PC, or on Xbox. And as long as you click on that one time, it counts as a player. That does not mean sales, though. That's a different metric, guys. Just to let you know, like when Forza Horizon 5 went to PlayStation 5, it actually sold. Probably now it's at 6 million sold. You're not going on no PlayStation Extra to play Forza. No, you have to actually buy the game. It doesn't have Game Pass, right? And this is what I'm saying. This is a problem that I have with this company. It's like, why don't you? And this is like your fastest selling game now. Like recently, ever since Halo fell off and Gears, Forza sells more than anything else, but you don't get the actual numbers. But Sony was giving you the numbers because that's on their system. You ever notice that? But Microsoft wasn't giving you the numbers. But they're not going to give you their numbers. That tells you a lot. Now you know why they can't go exclusive. 6 million, more like 271K. So he took that as the concurrent players, but that's not how much is sold on Steam. But once again, he's talking about active players. So there's active players, and then there's total sales. Steam probably has like 1 million plus sales, no doubt about that. Xbox says, see you all at the festival. Of course, I mean, you're going to just say that, but you're not going to say how much it actually sold. Fraudulent company. 6 million seems a little high, but that's just players, though. This guy says, this is the problem that I have right here. He says, this is outselling RE9. I'm crying. See what I mean? Something is wrong with him. He really believes that this is keeping up at the pace of Resident Evil 9. No, it's not. It was on PlayStation, that would have been a possibility, yeah. But Resident Evil was actually selling. That says players, not sales. That's why Simon comes down here and says, it says players, not sales. Keyword right here. It says players, not sales. Yeah, not sales. PXL says, we're in 2026. Some people still can't tell the difference between sales and players. That's what I'm saying, guys. Resident Evil 9 sold much better if we refer to the data precisely, because it reached 5 million sales in 5 days. Yeah, it did. Plus 35 million Game Pass subscribers. I don't even think they're not even there anymore. Players who have access to the game, plus sales and account sharing, making 6 million players is pretty expected and therefore incomparable to a game that's not on a service and doesn't count in players. Correct. Game Pass used to be at 35 plus, but ever since they jacked it up to 30, though they put it back down lately, they dropped out of the 30 range. They're probably in the late 20s now. So what he's saying exactly makes sense. When you know that a Subnautica hits 4 million in 5 days while being on Game Pass, that's an excellent performance. Correct. But your conclusion is wrong in bad faith. On Steam, it's about 1.5 million sales Steam tracker. And since Game Pass is very established on Xbox, sales must be lagging behind. I told you they don't buy games on there. And that's logical, because the whole point of Game Pass existence is to generate money differently. This game should have not been on Game Pass. It should have been coming to Game Pass probably 6 months later. I can understand if they try something like that. But the fact that they put their biggest game of the year on their day one gives you another idea that they're trying to inflate the player numbers, but they're not going to get the sales. They didn't believe they would, did they? Guys, think about it. If this can't sell, then what hope do you have for exclusives? The game didn't even sell 1 million, but on PlayStation 5, 5 million players will buy the game, and PlayStation players will again save the studio. Hey, Steve is kind of saving you right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not exclusive to Xbox right now, because Steam is the one that's getting the most sales. You see what I mean by, like, you get the idea of like the console right now. This is why this video is important, because Microsoft didn't even put the hardware on sale for this game. They didn't even give you bundles on sale for this game. Their biggest game of the year. That is going to be bigger than Forza, trust me. Unless we get surprised. I wouldn't be a bad thing, right? But they cannot go exclusive, because guess what would have happened? You think this game would have probably sold 1 million? Maybe. It probably would have cracked it by now. But you would have been sitting there saying, how am I going to get back my 200 million or whatever? Not on Game Pass. See what I mean? So Xbox cannot go exclusive. This proves it once again. They can't even show you the metrics. They're afraid to show you the sales. The only reason you're not showing something is because you're afraid. And it's not good. Otherwise, if you're confident, and also if you respected your community, you would be fully honest with them, but they don't. They hide stuff from you. The guy says it's definitely not in sales. It might include Game Pass. 34 million Game Pass subs. I don't know why they keep saying that number. That's an old number when it was $19.99. You have not got the up-to-date number with that either, because they don't update the numbers to you. Find it funny that in the last fiscal results, Microsoft did not give you Game Pass sales numbers. Subscriptions. They're hiding it from you. It's pathetic, isn't it? Just think about it. This guy says, so yeah, you saying that it's outselling RA9, I'm crying at you and laughing that you think that that's actually happening. Put it on PlayStation and the number quadruples. Be fast about it. Yeah, you put it on PlayStation, it's going to sell more than any other platform. That's a racing platform for sure. Philip says, kind of crazy, more than 1 million players never finished the opening. How does that even happening? See this? 81.89% of gamers unlock this. Not even the opening. You want to know why? Because people hit the play button on it. And you have a lot of people doing that. That they're not going to play it just to boost the numbers. Because come on, how do you not finish the opening? You know what I mean? Like if that's a game, that's supposed to be your biggest game. That's supposed to be like 99% almost. Almost 20% of the base. That's more than that. What's 20%? You see what I mean? Hey, I'm just saying, it gives you the idea. Stallion comes in and says, incredible. You should know better than this. This is a guy that has millions of gamer score. But of course he comes in and says this. Incredible. And then here comes another post. Guys, this is what I mean. Let's get right to it. Asha, right here, he says, you don't need PlayStation. The hell you don't. Keep this on Xbox PC. Remove all the other Xbox ports planned for PlayStation release. You are absolutely slow. You see, because he thinks they showed this players and not actual sales numbers. Guys, this is what I mean. What's wrong with the industry? They have they have their base brainwashed, and these people are confusing players with sales metrics. Not the same thing and not even close. And this is the problem here. Let's see what's going to be going down here. And face a multi-billion-dollar legal battle. Yeah, Asha ain't doing that. Plus, you made a deal with Call of Duty, 10-year contract. Nintendo too. PlayStation will double or triple that. That's hectic money for Xbox to reinvest. Forza Horizon 6 is in PlayStation home country. I'd be disappointed if it sells less than 10 million on PlayStation only. Lose millions to satisfy your ass-kissing great business model. See, they're already telling them. That's what I'm saying. You're going to lose so much profit because you can't make up for it, and you're going to fail as a publisher. You need to be a more powerful publisher than you need to be trying to think about going back exclusives on a dead market that has been killed with Game Pass and a base that is just not going to buy the games. You don't have the install base. You don't sell enough hardware. It's impossible. I've said this before. Not going to happen. So there we go. Another imbecile right here. You don't need PlayStation. What is this guy thinking? Keep this on Xbox PC. How's that going to work? Because Game Pass is on PC too, by the way. There's no Game Pass on PlayStation. It's straight sales. Which is why Microsoft needs to put Forza Horizon 5 on the Switch too. And get some more sales on that and keep that coming in. You see what I mean? You're investing and you're keeping the ball going. You're actually getting true sales and you're getting a huger community. And then try to put 6 on there. Just dumb it down a bit. You could do it. If Capcom's putting those other games on there, you can put that on there. Come on, man. You got that game running 60 frames per second on the Series S. You can put a 30 frames per second aspect on the Switch too, easily. Just saying, that's proof right there. If it can run on the Series S, it can run on the Switch too. That's not an argument. It's a realization. We know this, y'all. So we get the idea here. Couldn't pass this up. Epic deal for what seems to be the game of the year. Now I'm trying to find an Xbox Series X. Yeah, that's a good deal. Except that's not going to happen. Racing games hardly ever get that. This game is absolutely incredible. Thank you for so much for forgiving people. Such a solid alternative to a horrible predatory platform like PlayStation. You have to be kidding me. They raised, this is why nobody's going to like this. They raised the price up to the early access to like $120, $130. You're going to talk about predatory to get in early access? What's wrong with you? Best Forza game, nothing wrong with that. Walmart, let's go. Okay, day 22 of me asking Alshar to bring back the snap feature to Xbox. I can understand that. Congratulations, guys. I can't wait to get my teeth stuck in. But in all honesty, don't launch this on PlayStation 5. Here we go again. Keep it for your loyal Xbox and PC fan base. We deserve it after everything we supported you through. Dude, this is something that should have never happened if they wanted to do this from the beginning and not put their games day and date on Game Pass. Once again, they do not know what they're talking about over here. Guys, I'm telling you, you see, you already have that going right now. They're testing that right now. This is the best time to test it, and it's with the biggest game because they know they could put this on PlayStation later, and it's still going to sell millions at full price. Forza 5 had to go on sale a lot, but it doesn't matter. It's still sold. Forza Horizon 6 is going to sell no matter what if it comes to PlayStation later. But if you want to talk about an Xbox console exclusive, you have it right now, and they won't even show you the sales. You should be this is the biggest test right now. But you needed Steam so much, it showed that. Because that's when the metrics come in. You didn't even see 2 million players when it was in early access on Steam and Xbox. Because if people wanted the game, they would have bought it. But nobody wants to pay that much to play early access. But you get the players numbers, but you don't get the sales when it launches. I'm just saying, because it was all about the Game Pass spike. That's how fake this company is. So you saying this, once again, don't know what you're talking about. We love to play it too, but my RX 5080 is apparently not good enough for you guys and completely blacklisted, which is ridiculous since I can play RE4 and RE9, no problem. Look at this. Look at that, Arshaw. An Xbox game could reach 6 million players on Xbox and PC without being on a rival console. Oh my God, they really believe this is sales. Here we go again. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to tell you guys. There you go, guys. Perfect example of you did not get sales. The Xbox base is confused once again. Not surprised. Let me know what you guys think. Keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on. Once again, where's the numbers at, Microsoft? Show us the sales. Later, y'all.